Greetings, I'm Zhivets, producer on World of Tanks.
Patch 8.4 provided the players with maps that were redeveloped for enhanced graphics. Some changes were made to the gameplay and the visuals on the maps Cliff, Prohorovka, and Abbey. What were the reasons for such a change?
These changes were dictated by two things. Firstly, to adjust the game balance, and secondly, to address player issues with these maps. Regarding the balance, we corrected some discrepancies in victories per side, when one base tended to win much more frequently. Today, these issues have now been fixed. We also listened to player feedback to help us understand how to fix these maps. In particular, we got a lot of negative comments about Prohorovka, that the terrain was too rough, and it was difficult to gain speed in a light tank. So we've smoothed out a lot of the bumps that were not necessary. All of these changes were requested by our players, and we're happy to deliver on them.
Speaking of maps, will there be any new ones in the 8.5 update?
Yes, the new update will feature a new Asian-themed river map.
Can you go into detail about the new British tank destroyers?
It's hard to since there's so much to talk about. They're all very unique vehicles. I can say that many of the tank destroyers from Tier 5 to 10 have heavy armor, a lot of hit points, and their guns are unconventional. Those are the key characteristics for the majority of the British tank destroyers. Then there's the new British Tier 10 tank destroyer. It still carries many of the unique characteristics of the other TDs in this branch, but this tank has a particularly powerful gun. When it's equipped with high explosive shells, it can destroy most Tier 10 tanks with one shot, thanks to its excellent penetration.
Do you have any plans to implement premium artillery in any of the higher tiers?
Unfortunately, we haven't found enough information about artillery designs to implement premium for higher-tier arties of all nations. Right now, every artillery vehicle is evenly matched along the tech tree between different nations. That's why it's unlikely that we'll have any new ones show up in the high tiers.
Will the premium artillery SPG Sexton 1 remain an American vehicle?
No, we made a mistake when placing it as part of the American line. When it's eventually released, it will be a British artillery SPG.
Will fans of Soviet vehicles be able to play a premium Tier 8 medium tank, like a Type 59 or a T-26E4 Super Pershing?
We took a lot of time trying to nail down which vehicle should be a premium Tier 8 tank in the Soviet tech tree. Right now, these tanks are distributed along lines that have not been implemented yet. But we found a good Tier 7 tank. This premium Tier 7 tank will be a prototype of the T-44 with an 85mm gun. It's an unusual vehicle, but I believe a lot of players are going to love it.
Previously, you had said that buying medium shells for credit was an experiment. However, it has now lasted for several patches. Does that mean this feature will remain in place?
We recognized early on that this experiment was a great success, so the option to buy premium shells for credits will remain in place.
Do you have any plans to further develop this idea?
Yes, and we'll announce it soon.
One of the test clients a while back featured horns.
For now, we've put this idea on ice. It was a hotly debated feature. It has some advantages, but also a large number of disadvantages. So for now, we're not really focusing on it or intending to implement it.
What can you tell us about the Sturmtiger? Is it delayed? Do you have any plans for it?
We have big plans for this vehicle, but for right now, it's postponed. So don't expect to see the Sturmtiger this year.
What are your plans to implement more in-game tutorials?
We're quite happy with the training that we included in the 8.4 update and consider it a success. It was great to see all of the excellent reviews from our players. So we're going to continue to develop it, provide training for different vehicle types, and make it more in-depth to focus on game areas that haven't been covered, but are still important skills to learn.